Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Om Shri Ram Krishna Bhagavan ki Jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki Jai, Shri Ambe Ambe Mata ki Jai, Shri Siyavar Ramachandra ki Jai.
Om, page 65. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Singara Rama, Singara Rama Sita Bhirama.
Shri Rama Jaya Rama Singara Rama, Singara Rama Sita Bhirama.
Shri Rama Jaya Rama Singara Rama, Singara Rama Sita Bhirama.
Shri Rama Jaya Rama Singara Rama, Singara
सीताभिरामा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Singaya Rama Singaya Rama Sita Virama
आत्मा विरामा कल्याण रामा
Atma Virama Kalyan Rama
कल्याण रामा काकुस्थ रामा काकुस्थ रामा कल्याण रामा
Kalyan Rama Kagusta Rama Kagusta Rama Kalyan Rama
श्री राम जय राम सिंगार रामा सिंगार रामा सीताभिरामा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Singaya Rama Singaya Rama Sita Virama
सीताभिरामा अयोध्या रामा
Bhatta Virama Ayodhya Rama
अयोध्या रामा दशरथ रामा दशरथ रामा लक्ष्मण रामा
Ayodhya Rama Dashrath Rama Dashrath Rama Lakshmana Rama
श्री राम जय राम सिंगार रामा सिंगार रामा सीताभिरामा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Singaya Rama Singaya Rama Sita Virama
लक्ष्मण रामा हनुमंत रामा
Lakshmana Rama Hanumanta Rama
हनुमंत रामा लक्ष्मण रामा लक्ष्मण रामा हनुमंत रामा
Hanumanta Rama Lakshmana Rama Lakshmana Rama Hanumanta Rama
श्री राम जय राम सिंगार रामा सिंगार रामा सीताभिरामा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Singaya Rama Singaya Rama Sita Virama Om Shri Ram Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Shri Ambe Ambe Mata Ki Jai Shri Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai
Om, page 65. Om Shri Ramachandran Shri Lokanayagan Hari Om Narayan Ram Ram Ram
Shri Ramachandra Shri Lokanayagane Hari Om Narayana Ram Ram Ram
Shri Ramachandran Shri Lokanayagan Hari Om Narayan Ram Ram Ram
Shri Ramachandra Shri Lokanayagane Hari Om Narayana Ram Ram Ram
Sita Ram Jaya Sita 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 Ram
Bhajman Narayan Bhajman Narayan Bhajman Narayan Ram Ram Ram
Bhajman Narayana Bhajman Narayana Bhajman Narayana Ram Ram श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
Pravraj ka Ishtaprana Mataji, respected elders, sisters, brothers, and loving children, Om Namo Narayanaya. It gives me great joy to extend a warm and cordial welcome to each and every one of you to this, the 6th night of the Sri Ram Naumi celebrations. It has been wonderful to celebrate the glory of the Lord over the last several days. Our speaker this evening is Dr. Sharad Hansji, who will discuss Sri Ramakrishna as Sri Ram. Dr. Hansji.
Om Shri Saraswate Namaha. Om Aim Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Shri Ramakrishnaya Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Revered Pravajika Ishtaprana Mataji, dear sisters, brothers, young men and women. It is certainly heartwarming to be at Mother's Ashram after a very long time. So thank you, Mataji, for this blessed opportunity to share a few thoughts. Tonight's topic is Sri Ramakrishna as Sri Ram. The inspiration for this topic comes from the book Sri Ramakrishna, the personification of gods and goddesses, a Ramakrishna Math, Chennai publication. So the first question we will answer today is, how do we know Sri Ramakrishna as Sri Ram? And we will look at the parallel lives and stories of two great characters in Sri Ramakrishna's life. One is his father, Shudiram, who is not discussed much. So we will look at a master's father's life. And we will look at the great monk, Swami Vivekananda. There are many stories and many incidences in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna that give us hints of Sri Ramakrishna as Sri Ram. But for tonight's purposes, we will just look at these two characters. Secondly, we will also find out how to connect to Sri Ramakrishna as Sri Ram through the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and various Swamis and direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. So let us begin. Firstly, Shudiram, Sri Ramakrishna's birth father. A few years before the birth of Sri Ramakrishna, the pious Shudiram went to a village on foot. On his way back, he rested under a tree, and fell asleep. He then saw in a dream his favorite deity, Raghuvir, in the guise of a divine boy, his body green like the tender blades of durva grass. Raghuvir means the hero of the dynasty of Raghu and is another name for Sri Ram. Pointing to this particular spot, the boy said, "I have been staying here for a long time without food and no one to take care of me. Please take me to your house. I have a desire that you should serve me." Shudiram protested that he was too poor to serve the Lord, but the boy Raghuvir insisted on being served by him. Shudiram woke up and found the spot exactly as his dream. He saw a beautiful saligram stone, emblem of Lord Vishnu. Crying out, he said, "Glory to Raghuvir, glory to Raghuvir." Shudiram took the saligram stone home and installed the Raghuvir saligram in his house and started to worship it daily with great love. So dear sisters and brothers, we can see just from this story, before Sri Ramakrishna was even born, there were signs in his father's life in the dream that Sri Ram actually came to say, please take me to your house and care for me. And one day, although you are poor, you may not have anything, but you have so much of love in your heart, Shudiram. I will come to your house as Sri Ram. And today, if you go to Kamarpukur, at Master's birthplace, the priest there is actually positioned there, and he does puja off the Saligram stone. When Sri Ramakrishna was a child by the name of Gadadhar, another name for Lord Vishnu, Shudiram had once a desire to make a garland for the Lord. I always, when I come to Mother's ashram, the garlands are prepared with so much love and so much devotion. So exactly like that, Shudiram had this desire to make a garland for the Lord. He picked up some flowers, made a garland, and sat down to worship Raghuvir. Meanwhile, the little boy Gadadhar wanted to put on that garland. Shudiram bathed the deity and closed his eyes to meditate. Gadadhar took the opportunity to put the garland on. He then called on to his father and said, "Look, father, I am Raghuvir. See how I am dressed with a garland and sandal paste just like Raghuvir." So in Sri Ramakrishna's childhood, we can see these signs of the avatar of Sri Ram, where he actually takes the garland meant for the worship and puts it on himself. And this is giving us a very, very clear idea that Sri Ramakrishna is the personification of all the gods. He is Sri Ram. And Sri Ram walked with the bow and with the arrow. But Sri Ramakrishna in this age came so simple, so lovingly to us, in a simple white cloth, with a simple garland and sandal paste. Next, we will look at Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was a great admirer of Sri Ram from his childhood. Swamiji knew by heart passages of great length from the Ramayana. He was captivated by the life of Sri Ram and purchased a clay image of Sita Ram and worshipped it with flowers. Much later, Swamiji was actually initiated by Sri Ramakrishna into in the name of Sri Ram at the Kosipo Garden House. As soon as Sri Ramakrishna did so, Swamiji's emotions were stirred to tremendous heights, and in the evening, he began to circle the house repeating Rama, Rama in a very high and exalted tone. So you can imagine, sisters and brothers, how the avatar is able to initiate one of India's greatest monks into the Ram mantra. And if Swamiji had chanted that mantra of Sri Ram, what power and what strength came in his heart to serve the entire world. And today, in 2023, we still remember Swamiji, and it's only because he chanted Sri Ram's name that was given to him by Sri Ramakrishna. One day, this is another story of Swami Vivekananda. I think Swami Vimokshananda was here recently and gave a very similar story. So this story you may remember, but in the light of Swami Vivekananda. One day at the Tari Ghat railway station in midsummer, the wandering monk, Swami Vivekananda, was suffering from intense thirst and hunger. There was a heartless trader. The textbook says he was a banya trader, so I'm not sure whether these traders are very selfish or kanjus, they say. So it was a heartless trader who did not approve of sannyas and the orange garb. And he watched Swamiji and he taunted him and said very harsh words to Swamiji, because here's a monk who's sitting and begging for food. The trader, instead of giving Swamiji food, helped himself to some delicious puris and laddus and ate comfortably. While Swamiji is looking at him with a calm face. Then, literally by the will of Sri Ram, a man came in a hurry and served the starving Swami with some sweets, puri and curry. Now, sisters and brothers, how did this happen? The man said, "Why, I am a sweetmeat vendor and was having a nap after my noon meal." So in India, they close shop, and in the afternoon, I was quite shocked in India when they do this. The entire afternoon, they just go and have a nap, a snooze nap. And he said, "I dreamt that Sri Ram was pointing you out to me and telling me that he was pained to see you without food from the previous day, and that I should prepare some puris and curry and bring them to you at the railway station along with some sweetmeats, some nice cold water, and a mat for you to sit on." I woke up, but thinking it was only a dream, I turned to my side and slept again. But again, Sri Ram, in his infinite graciousness, came to me, woke me up, and pushed me to get up and do what he said. Swamiji thanked the host with tears in his eyes. Can you imagine Swamiji at that moment? He's starving and there's no food. And if we ever say God will take care of us, here Sri Ram Krishna is coming to take care of Swamiji, who's so hungry, not only with just puris, but cold water, a mat to sit on, and curry. The trader was taken aback by the amazing turn of events and begged Swamiji's pardon and took the dust off his feet. It is definitely Sri Ramakrishna who actually appeared in the sweetmeat vendor's dream as Sri Ram and urged him to provide food for Swamiji. Master used to always say, even on his deathbed, and he told Swamiji personally, "Oh Naren, he who is Rama and he who is Krishna is now Ramakrishna in this body." So, dear sisters and brothers, whenever we are faced with challenges, both in families, in disease, in the world today, let us not forget what Swamiji experienced, to take Sri Ram's name, to take Sri Ramakrishna's name, and no matter what happens, somehow God will come in some way to love and protect us. Swami Vivekananda said, "Whoever man or woman will worship Sri Ramakrishna, be he or she, rich or poor, they will be converted to the very highest if they worship Sri Ramakrishna with devotion." In the Ramakrishna incarnation, Swamiji said there is knowledge, infinite love, and infinite wisdom. You have not been even able to understand him. Even after hearing about him, most people do not understand Sri Ramakrishna. What the whole Hindu race has thought in ages, he lived in one life. His life is the living commentary of the Vedas for all nations. People will come to know him by degrees. The next question we have to answer is, how do we connect with Sri Ramakrishna as Sri Ram? Swami Premananda, a direct disciple, said, "Do not be afraid of anything. Call on Sri Ramakrishna with all your heart and soul, and he with abundant grace will grant you devotion, courage, and strength. Have faith. You have taken the holy name of Sri Ramakrishna. You will be free. Never harbor any doubt." Sri Sarada Devi also used to tell the disciples, "If you pray to Sri Ramakrishna constantly before his picture, then he will manifest through that picture. The place where that picture is kept becomes a shrine." Our very own Swami Shivapadananda used to also say, "When you walk in the shrine, you must remember that God is living." How do you walk at the office or work in the presence of your boss? You walk with respect, don't you? When you walk in front of Sri Ramakrishna, even in your shrines at home, you must walk with that love, with the feeling of livingness. Sri Ramakrishna is living. Sri Ramakrishna, in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna himself said, in answer to Swami Vivekananda's question, "Sir, have you seen God?" the Master said, "Yes, I have seen God. I see Him more clearly than I see you. I have talked to Him more intimately than I am talking to you. But my child, who wants to see God? People shed tears for money, wife, and children. But if they could weep for God for only one day, they would surely see Him." So I pray that on this auspicious occasion of Ram Naumi, may we also, with all the sufferings and all the challenges, we may not offer many, many things to Sri Ramakrishna or to Sri Ram, but let us, from our heart, offer 2 drops of water from our eyes at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna Arapanastu.
Thank you very much, Sharad. Dear sisters and brothers, we will chant from the Ramayana. Today's chanting is from the Sundar Kand, and it begins with the Doha on the left column, Ramayudha Ankita Griha. Firstly, the prayer to Sri Ram.
Lanka
सज्जन चीन्हा एहि सन हठि करिहा परिचारी साधु ते होई नकार जहानी रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम विप्र रूप धरि Shri Syamar Ramchandra ki jai, Pavan Sut Hanuman ki jai, Shri Ambe Ambe Mata ki jai.
Let us meditate for a few moments. So wonderful to sing God's name together. This is how we feel inspired. This is how we try to awaken the divine power latent in each and every one of us. Best way to awaken that divinity is to sing His glories. It's not so easy to sing alone. So together we all help each other feel inspired and hear the sound of God's name loud and clear. When Hanumanji came to Sri Lanka, he saw many palaces and even went past the palace of Ravan. He then noticed another magnificent mansion with a temple sacred to Hari standing apart. Emblazoned with Ram's weapons, the mansion was beautiful beyond words. Hanumanji rejoiced to see clusters of fresh tulsi plants there. Lanka is the abode of demons. How comes the home of a pious man here? While Hanumanji was thus reasoning within himself, Vibhishan, Ravana's youngest brother, awoke. He began to repeat Sri Ram's name in prayer, and Hanumanji was overjoyed to recognize a true believer. I shall make acquaintance with him at all costs, he thought, for one's cause would never suffer at the hands of a good man. Having thus resolved, he took the form of a Brahman and accosted Vibhishan. As soon as he heard Hanumanji's words, he arose and came to him. Making obeisance, Vibhishan asked after his well-being and said, "Tell me all about yourself, O Brahman. Are you one of Hari's own servants? For the sight of you has filled my heart with exceeding affection for you. Or are you Sri Ram himself, a loving friend of the poor, come to make me greatly blessed?" Then Hanumanji told him his own name and Sri Ram's whole history, and while he listened, both of them were thrilled with joy and lost themselves in the recollection of Sri Ram's infinite virtues.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om.
Let us lovingly stand and offer the Aarti to Sri Ram. Page 240.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare. Bhakta Janon ke sangat, Bhakta Janon ke sangat, Kshana mein dur kare. भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवन् भवानी सहितं नमामि भवन् भवानी सहितं नमामि मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनो हरिः सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखात् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ तत्सत्
जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय महामाई की जय स्वामी जी महाराज की जय गंगा मात की जय महावीर स्वामी जी की जय पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय ओम नमो नारायणाय
Om Namo Narayana.